Hello, I'm Vicky Richter. I'm an independent journalist and I'm producing a documentary about Brazil and its fight for freedom of speech against the Moraes. And it's mostly about the Moraes and what he did in Brazil and still does. And I want to tell you a little story how I finally got to know him a little bit better. So I tried to interview the Moraes too, because I had the chance to talk with several deputies from the opposition, like Eduardo Bolsonaro, Marcel van Hattem, Gustavo Gaia. And I'm a journalist, so I want to have both sides of the story. So I tried to reach out to the staff from the Moraes. And first, I tried to call him. So I tried to call the Moraes office out of a official office from a deputy in Brasilia, and the number was blocked. And we tried to ask the staff to schedule an interview. She said, "Oh, write us an email." So I wrote an email to the Moraes and asked for an interview because I'm doing the documentary, like I said, and I want to have both sides of the story because you always have two sides of the truth, and I'm not producing any propaganda, so I want to have both sides. The answer was not really surprising. He didn't answer, but 40 minutes later, I got a request from a Forum magazine journalist who wanted to know why I'm doing a documentary about suppressing of freedom of speech in Brazil. And he didn't do anything good, so he just wrote a smear article about me that I'm a Bolsonarista. I'm German, so I can't even be a Bolsonarista. I can't even vote for Bolsonaro, but he framed me as a far-right extremist, as a propagandist, and he didn't really talk with me, but it only took him 40 minutes to make a smear article about me. So now you see how so-called mainstream media journalists do their work. And the next day, that was Friday the 13th, I tried to fly home to the US from Brasilia, and the federal police tried to seize my passport. They said I entered Brazil illegally, which I didn't, because I flew in from Sao Paulo, got my stamp that I entered through customs, everything was fine. Then I flew from Sao Paulo to Brasilia, got my stamp, everything was fine. So all of a sudden, after reaching out to the Moraes and Lula asking for their opinion why they're doing this to Brazil for a documentary, the Brazilian federal police says, "You entered Brazil illegally." After a while at the airport, they let me go because there was no lawful reason to keep my passport and let me stay in Brazil. Wants to expose what's going on in Brazil because they try to silence me. I don't get me silenced because your voices in Brazil are ready to hurt, and I have to get your word out because what happens in Brazil can happen everywhere all over the world.